Hi and welcome to Ru's Kitchen and Garden. So today we are going to make a dry chutney recipe. Now this dry chutney can be eaten with your dal rice and chutney, like on the side, like how you would eat a lasun chutney, same way. This chutney can also be eaten with your chila on the side. This chutney can be eaten with your dosa on the side. Well, I can think of few of these ways how you can eat your chutney. You can put it on idlis also. But basically, if you're having dal, roti, sabzi, rice, you should also take like a teaspoon of this chutney, add a little ghee or olive oil on it, and you can have this chutney. Now, first let me show you the ingredients, and then I will talk about the benefit of each of this ingredient, and also will let you know whether these ingredients, when combined, do they complement each other or do they counteract? So let's start with the ingredients first. So here I need to see my book because I have measurements written here. So let's just see that. Let's start with chili first, small ingredients first. So we have chili here. These are dry red chili, spicy variety, 8 in count of 4 grams. Then we have 10 grams of white sesame seeds, and we have 10 grams of golden flaxseed or flaxseed. Then I have 10 grams again of peanuts. Okay, they're not roasted, we'll roast them. And I have 10 grams of dry coconut, only 10 grams. I'll tell you why later. Now I also have around this is what, 20 grams of dry, air dried drumstick leaves from our drumstick tree behind, moringa leaves, as we all know around the world. And this is now this is a lot actually, but you can reduce quantity and take equal quantity like the drumstick leaves. So take 20 grams of curry leaves also. So 20 gram moringa leaves, 20 gram curry leaves. No oil, nothing. We will just need some salt. So let's get some salt. Okay, I have a pan here on the gas and it's getting hot. So let's start with roasting the ingredients one by one. Okay, so the pan is nice and hot. Let's start first with roasting the dry coconut. You see how there's oil in this pan already because of the coconut. It leaves a lot of oil. Even the peanuts are going to leave a lot of oil. That's why I'm not going to add any oil to this, because if we add extra oil to fry all these ingredients, then this is not going to become a dry chutney. So I will just let these natural ingredients leave their oil. So now roast them nicely. You see the brown spots on the coconut and you see it nicely roasting away. Then you take it out from the pan and transfer it to another pan. Now in the same pot add your flaxseed. Reduce the heat because now the pan is really very hot. So the flaxseed will start popping. Flaxseed is done. Now next we'll add the sesame seed to roast. So make sure none of these seeds burn because the bitter taste will not taste nice in your chutney. Now roast the flax seeds also. Roast the sesame seeds also. So the sesame seeds also have roasted and turned slightly brown. We'll transfer this also, and then we'll add the peanuts to the pot. Adding the peanuts now. And let the peanuts also roast nicely. We need to remove the skin of the peanuts. So we have to roast it really well. So the peanuts are also roasted, but we need to transfer the peanuts in a different plate, not in this bowl in which I am collecting all the ingredients, because we'll have to remove the skin of the peanuts. So first let me transfer it to another plate and then put the red chilies to dry roast. Those red chilies that we had kept, we'll dry roast those first. But in the meantime, the peanuts will also become cold, and then not very cold because then it's again hard to remove the skin. Slightly manageable temperature, then we will remove the skin of the peanuts. And then the peeled, skinless peanuts we'll add to the main pot. You see, dry roasting and roasting these things well till the moisture is gone is very important because we have to store this chutney. Now because it's got coconut in it, though dry coconut, this chutney will remain nice outside for 8 to 12 days. But if you leave this same chutney in the fridge, it's going to last you for around 3 to 4 months easily. Yeah, and if you freeze it, then for a year for sure. But roasting the ingredients and not burning them, roasting them rightly in right amount is essential. So yeah, chilies look roasted now. Now I'll transfer them to the main container. So while I'm removing the skin of the peanuts, I thought I should just talk to you about what all these things have, what this chutney has, what these ingredients have. Now there's a long list of ingredients, as you know, so I'm obviously going to refer to the notes that I've made because I don't want any wrong information. I don't want to pass on any wrong information. So nothing bad actually, it's all good. So even if I miss out on something, uh, there's no harm actually. But anyways, so this recipe, like you saw, this chutney like you saw, has got moringa leaves, it's got curry leaf, it's got dry coconut, peanut, flax seeds, sesame seeds. So moringa leaves, as we all know, and curry leaf together are a rich source of vitamin A, C, E, and K. Then they have antioxidant ingredient, they're anti-inflammatory, and which means it will also support, and also it will support your immune system. Now I'm saying anti-inflammatory, which will also support, is because if there is no inflammation of any kind in your body, you're generally healthy, right? So yeah, this acts as anti-inflammatory also, these curry leaf and moringa leaf. And we also know the health benefits. When it comes to blood sugar regulation, we all know that how moringa leaves and how curry leaves help in reducing your blood sugar levels, right? So that benefit is also there. So even if you're having like a bit of carbs for your breakfast, which is like in the form of a dosa or an idli or like a paratha or a slice of bread, you can eat this chutney because this will help the slow release of glucose in your body, and the more glucose or the more insulin that's running in your body, it triggers fat storage, so that won't happen. So it'll be nice to eat this chutney a little bit. Now, why I'm saying little bit, also I'll let you know. Also, dry coconut. Dry coconut, as we all know, is healthy. It's got medium chain triglycerides, which is like a healthy source of fat, and it also obviously supports hair health and skin health, right? Same with peanuts, rich in protein and healthy fats, and it also has fiber. Sesame seeds has calcium and vitamin E. Flax seeds are rich in omega 3 fatty acids, and also it has a lot of antioxidants. So why I have added coconut and these seeds in lesser quantity, like 10 grams, is because coconut, the first, because obviously, like I said, it leaves a lot of oil, so less is better. Also, too much coconut might interfere in your digestion. It will be heavy to digest because of all the fatty oils. So I thought that the leaves should be more and the coconut should be less, the ratio. Now, the next thing what I wanted to tell you was, how much should you eat it? Should you eat more than 1 to 2 teaspoons every day? You eat it every day, yes, but in limits. Say one or like 1 teaspoon is too less actually. Say 2 teaspoons or 3 teaspoons is completely fine. It's fiber rich, but don't eat too much also, because it's too much fiber might also give you constipation. So eat in moderation like you eat everything else. Now, do you need to add any ghee on top? See, I like to add little bit ghee in my chutneys, but having said that, so it's a what do you say, man is a creature of habit. So sometimes I will even reach out for a little ghee on this chutney also, just because I like the feeling now, the mouthful I like. But this chutney has your coconut oil, it has your peanut oil, it has sesame oil. So I don't think you need any kind of extra ghee or extra fat. This is healthy fat, and just let it be this way. So this is what I wanted to tell you. Now our peanuts also have, we've removed the skin. Now it's time to dry roast our curry leaf, and our moringa leaves. I'm going to add our moringa leaves now to the pan. I'm going to dry roast. Now it's a lot, even 20 grams feels so much in the pan. So fry it in batches, because we need to fry it, or we need to roast it really nice. See how it is first, and when it's nicely roasted, it's like this. So this is not my find, or I have a friend, Sonam. You all have met her, you all have seen her in my videos. So she once made me try a chutney like this, coriander chutney, curry leaf chutney. So I liked the taste, but that had sugar in it. And I thought, this is our culture. We've grown up eating these chutneys. So I should also try making this, but without the sugar. Now trust me, this is obviously has curry leaf and it has moringa, so it's going to get bitter. So if you all want, you all can add a little sugar to this. but I will avoid because I'm used to having things without sugar. So if you all want, taste the chutney and like add a little teaspoon of sugar and then mix it again in the dry spice blender. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to leave it just like this without any sugar. Time to roast the curry leaves now. Again, half first and half later. I have air dried these curry leaves under the fan for 2 days after washing them. So actually they don't need any roasting. They're really crisp anyways. But still, after putting them in the hot pan, they really really crisp up well and last longer. If there's any little bit of moisture, that also comes out. So roasting is advisable. I just added around 1 teaspoon of salt to this. Later we'll adjust if we want. So right now 1 teaspoon so it can grind nicely. See this, yummy. So now the next step after we finished roasting everything nicely and adding salt, now the next step is to grind this. We have to pulse it. So if we keep running it continuously, then there's a chance that the oil might separate. So we just have to pulse it. First make sure that all the things are inside. Don't fill it up too much. Okay, and just pulse this. Like that. If you go, then it's going to leave all the oil. So just pulse this. Yeah, you see? Perfect. Smelling so good. The sesame seeds and everything. And now you transfer it into another bowl. Okay? So now I'll finish up all the leaves. So our chutney or dry chutney is ready. And our jars are also filled up and ready with our moringa and curry leaf chutney. You can fill up some more jars to give it to your friends for them to try. And like I said, remember before I said you don't need any ghee or any oil to try to mix with this, but I tasted this. It's really nice. The salt, the spicy flavor, the toasted flavors are all coming out well. It's not very bitter for me. It's not bitter for me actually. You can add a little sugar if you want. I haven't added it. And you can probably drizzle a little bit of ghee on this, mix it well and eat it with your dosas or rice or varan bhat, whatever. I hope you loved today's recipe and you've enjoyed watching it. And thank you for watching Ru's Kitchen and Garden. Bye.